YouTube, what's good? We're back today with another Madden 25 video. I want to start the video off by saying thank you very much for all of the love and support. The channel has grown over 400 followers in the last week. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're starting to catch our stride. If you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing if you like the content. If you like the videos, please like the videos. If you have questions or comments, please leave them. I would love to hear from you. All of those things help me grow even more and get out into the algorithm and reach a broader audience. So again, thank you. Today, we're not going to be doing gameplay. We're going to head over to the practice field and we're going to be taking a look at the Superstar Ability Matchup Nightmare. The ability says better route running and catching versus linebackers. And you're probably wondering, well, but why do you have Matchup Nightmare on a wide receiver? When is your wide receiver going to be guarded by a linebacker? Well, maybe if you're going against 4-3 or 3-4 or something like that. But point of this video is in Madden's past, Matchup Nightmare at times was OP, and it was considered what they called a poor man's route tech or a poor man's short and elite because it lit up on all routes versus all DBs, whether it was a linebacker, a safety, or a corner. So if you're trying to save AP, a lot of times you can put Matchup Nightmare on a wide receiver. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit the practice field with Matchup Nightmare on Deion Sanders. I'm also going to have Matchup Nightmare on my tight end, Vernon Davis. And what we're going to look at is we're going to see if Deion Sanders lights up and runs better routes versus corners. And then I'm going to line Vernon Davis up at wide receiver, and he's going to run routes. And we're going to see if Matchup Nightmare lights up and see if there's any, noticeable differences in the route running. But really, we're just going to be looking to see if it lights up. Before we do that, let's take a look at GG. Shout out to MuttGG. It's an amazing website. If you guys don't know about it, it keeps you up to date with all the latest and greatest cards. And as you can see here, it ranks all of the abilities from elite to gold to silver to bronze to unrated. So according to MuttGG, Matchup Nightmare is a silver tier ability. It says receivers with this ability make sharper cuts and frequently win contested catches when covered by linebackers and linemen. Okay, so they do include receivers, but they're saying linebackers and linemen. According to MuttGG, there are better options available for 2 AP on offense. Well, we can get it for 1 AP, as I just showed you. Looking at the list, there are wide receivers on here that get discounted Matchup Nightmare, such as Randy Moss for 1, AJ Green for 1, and Devontae Adams for 1. So again, we're going to be looking to see, if you have 1 AP left over, and you don't have a meta theme team where, AP is of abundance and you need to cut corners, maybe Matchup Nightmare might be the move if you can't afford short and elite or route tech. According to MuttGG, route technician is an elite ability. I would agree with that, but it is 2 AP and sometimes 3 AP. As we can see here, we have 2 receivers that get route tech for 2 and we have 2 receivers that get route tech for 3. Again, Matchup Nightmare is 1 AP on a receiver. And then according to MuttGG, short and elite is also a silver tier ability and it's actually rated below Matchup Nightmare. According to MuttGG, it says that it's not nearly as effective as it's been in years past. And it, in years past, it said the same thing, that it was good for routes 10 yards or less, but it was glitchy in the fact that it lit up on everything. We set the stage. You know what we're doing today. Let's head over to the practice field and see, is Matchup Nightmare OP and is it worth the 1 AP? Let's hit it. All right, here we go. We're on the practice field. The way that we're going to conduct this practice session is we're going to come out in bunch versus 2-man under. We have Deion Sanders split out wide left as the solo receiver with Matchup Nightmare running routes versus a corner. Remember, the ability says that Matchup Nightmare is most effective, only effective versus linebackers and linemen. So we're going to test it out to see if Deion lights up running routes versus a corner and how consistently he lights up. And then we have Vernon Davis split out wide to the right as a B receiver, and he's going to be running his routes versus a corner. So let's go ahead and jump into it. First, we're going to look at a zig route. Now, to be fair, this route is good, whether or not a receiver has a route running ability, cooks, gets great separation, but we're more importantly looking to see if it lights up. All right, so here's rep number 1. We got bagged, but we just saw Vernon Davis cook coming across the middle and he lit up. All right. So we were looking Deion Sanders, but we went through our progressions and Vernon Davis cooked coming across the middle versus a corner. He lit up. So Vernon, appreciate you jumping ahead of the game, but man, hold your horses. All right. So let's go ahead and we'll get Deion cooking here. We'll motion him in. Hopefully we don't get bagged this time. All right, so Dion lit up. He lit up. Matchup nightmare versus a corner. He lit up. So there we go. We're 1 for 1 with Dion. All right, let's go ahead and get another rep in here. That time Dion cooked coming out of his break. Clearly lit up. All right, so we're 2 for 2 with Dion. All right, so now let's go ahead and change it up, and we'll run a skinny post versus 2-man under. And I'm going to motion Dion in to the nasty position again, just because I want him to come out of his break faster, and I want to get rid of the ball with anticipation. So we'll just set something up like this. All right, so here we go. Rep number 1, skinny post versus 2-man under. Drop back, throw it early. It faintly lit up. It was hard to tell because he got horizontal. We got a dive animation, but we'll go ahead and run it again. And he lit up. Okay, so Dion's 4 for 4. All right, now for sake of tempo, let's go ahead and change the route. Let's put Dion on a speed out, and I'll stem him up 1. I'm gonna throw it early. Just a little bit. And I think because he was so close to the sideline, that may have had something to do with it. Let's go ahead and run it one more time. Throw it early. It's lighting up just a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and run one more rep. But again, these speed outs are so good that it lights up just a little bit. But again, that's such a good route, whether it's a deep blue, whether you're getting over a cloud, whether it's versus man, that you don't necessarily need to have matchup nightmare, but we're just looking to see if it lights up. And it did. It was just very faint. All right, so the next, we're going to run cover 0 on defense, and I'm going to move Dion into the nasty position again. We're going to put him on a streak, and we're going to see if the streak lights up. All right, so here we go. Rep number 1, matchup nightmare versus a corner on a streak. Let's roll. Just going to lob it downfield, let him go get it. And he did. He lit up. All right, we're seeing consistency here with matchup nightmare on a wide receiver versus a corner. Let's go ahead and run it one more time. We'll call cover 0 on defense. I'm just going to bring the safeties down a little bit more. Tell you what I'm going to do on this last rep for the streak. Well, I'll freeform it to the inside. And he lit up. We'll take that. I was going to freeform to the outside, but the DB, even though he was cheated inside, took outside leverage. So I don't think I need to see any more than that. We've run, several routes with Dion. We ran a zig route. We ran a skinny post. We ran a speed out. We ran a streak. And Dion lights up. Again, a wide receiver with matchup nightmare versus a corner. Not a linebacker, not a lineman. All right, so let's switch it up now. We're going to respot the ball. And we're going to be looking at Vernon Davis to see if he lights up. Remember, he's a tight end with matchup nightmare lined up on a corner. So first thing we're going to do is I'm going to just clear everybody out of the way, and we're going to look to see if he lights up on this crossing route. I'm going to put the line in a spy just to make sure we have some time. Here we go. Rep number 1. He absolutely cooks him coming off the line, and he lit up. Again, we got that dive animation. I'd rather have the rack animation, but he did light up. Let's go ahead and run it one more time. Oh, yeah. He gets crazy separation, too. Now, again, to be fair, that crossing route is really good versus man coverage. And I have a lot of reps running this play versus man coverage. And like I said, it does get good separation. But I think with matchup nightmare, he's getting even better separation. Now, granted, I think there's a little bit of a pick right there that clears the way. But more importantly, he did light up. So let's I'll put him on a zig route and see what happens. See if we don't get a pick. See if it's more of a clean one-on-one. Let's go ahead and snap it. I mean, he still just roasts coming out of his break. You see the way he cooked coming off the line of scrimmage, and then he got like some afterburners coming out of his break. Let's go ahead and take a look at the replay. And I'm telling you, I have run this play a lot over the last 3 Maddens, and I know this is a really good man-beating route. But I'm seeing much better separation with matchup nightmare. And again, this is a tight end going against a cornerback. All right, so let's go ahead and change the route up. Let's go ahead and we'll put Vernon on a zig route. And again, to be fair, this is a really good overpowered route no matter what. But for the sake of reps, we're going to run it. Rep number 1. It looked like he was going to be bagged. And then when he came out of his break, It looked like he got a little bit extra burst of a separation right there. And most importantly, he did light up. So let's go ahead and run another rep. Here's rep number 2 on a zig route. He gets caught up in the wash, crazy separation, and he does light up. And again, this is a tight end with matchup nightmare going against a corner, and he's lighting up. Interfere with what we're doing. I mean, not that Kraus would have anything to do with this play, but we'll just make sure Ken Houston's out of the way. All right, so let's look at Vernon Davis on a stem down corner route versus a corner. And he lights up. He lights up. Let's go ahead and run it one more time just for consistency and just for the sake of getting an extra rep. Put him on a corner. We'll stem him down. We'll get Ken Houston out of the way. And he lights up. He lights up. All right, so what I learned today was matchup nightmare works on corners. I know it works on safeties too. I knew that coming into this experiment. So matchup nightmare is a good ability to have on your skill position player. If you're trying to save AP, you know, if you have a strict theme team like I do, and you don't have the meta cards that have the discounted route tech ability, matchup nightmare lights up on everything, whether it's a receiver or a tight end, whether you're going up against a corner, safety, a linebacker, or a lineman. And I did notice a little bit of a speed boost coming out of the break on several routes as well. So hopefully this was helpful for you guys. If you guys have more ideas, let me know. I really do enjoy doing these types of videos. I have a couple other videos in my arsenal where I tested Gunslinger, and I tested whether or not Gunslinger and Set Feet Lead actually stack. So go check those out. Appreciate you guys being here. Thank you for the love and support. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.